Guys, I want to share an extremely powerful system. The missing part to many cold emailers' puzzles. Let's start with the basic and let's start like why this system is extremely powerful. A bunch of people they run campaigns, right? So let's say on Apollo here, have a bunch of campaigns, but they don't necessarily know like what works and what doesn't work. And this system here is an extremely simple system. I find that in the sales industry there's like way too much stats and people do not know where to look, and you just need to keep it simple in life and in business to be very successful. So for me, and it might differ on your personality, you might be a very analytical type deep thinker. I'm also getting into that space, rethinking all the stats and be very systematic and technical. But until then I have a method here that applies to a bunch of people. So like you look at all of these campaigns, for example. So this is on my account. You'll see like very low open rates because yeah, we're fixing a spam problem, and yeah, basically I've taken a lot of risk. But most of our campaigns they look like the 30% open rate here. They used to be 50, but that's another video. Um, have all of these campaigns, right? And I can't really decide which one is working. So what I'm gonna do in the system, I'm gonna suggest to you very, very simple. So I have my calendar here, right? I'm gonna hop on a Zoom call with a person, and instantly after that Zoom call, what I'm gonna do with that person. So let's say that I met recruitment agencies. I met two today and both were good. And what is this signaling to me? It's signaling that my scripts for the recruitment firms and the niche possibly is working very well. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is go in Apollo, select my recruitment campaigns, and straight up add 100 more contacts to them. I'm just gonna do that instantly after my call. And that's the technique right there. Right after your call, you add more campaigns and you feed a campaign with more contacts. Um, and I mean, it's such a simple mental model, but most people don't do it. Like they'll get a good call and then they'll just forget. They'll send a quote and they'll forget about it. But this system right here is how I got well, first 100+ meetings per week, and that's how I can scale it. That's how I can even generate more meetings. That's how I can generate better meetings, and that's the analytical method right here that you need to know about. Nothing fancy, nothing simple. You just add more contacts to campaign. If the call has been very bad, let's say that I got a bunch of, let's take a real world case. So like IT agencies in my case, especially the ones in India. And nothing against India. I love the country. I think it's a future world power. But let's say I've been hitting a bunch of these low quality Indian IT agencies, from one campaign. I'll be like, yeah, time to modify that campaign. For example, to not have Indian there, or straight up, stop the campaign. But I will wait for at least 1,000 contacts in these campaigns before stopping them. So the point here, the feedback loop, guys, is that instantly after the call, because the brain it forgets, it's like this ADHD machine. Um, you act upon that feedback instantly. So if it's good, well, more of that. If it's bad, think about it and possibly modify the campaign. And eventually, if you've reached 1,000 contacts and you keep seeing that it's crap leads, it's not converting, it's wasting your time, you're not having a good fit with these clients, which is a gut feeling. In the end, it's not mathematics, it's just a gut feeling. You stop the campaign, right? So hope that could be beneficial. Certainly wasn't my case because I've been at least 3 years in the Apollo game, cold email game, and it's a mental model that was recently developed. It's like a missing piece to the puzzle. Hope it could be useful for your puzzle too.